At Specialty Health, when we decided to start doing an interview series, we did so because we had a whole bunch of interesting folks in our Rolodex, and I just wanted to have some interesting conversations. And the first name that popped to my head was Leslee Bender. I've known of Leslee for years and have had the pleasure to present with her and work with her. And I hope she can kind of enlighten us about her career, where it's taken her, and where she sees it going in the future. Leslee, how are you today?
Good. Ethan, thank you so much for having me on with you today, and hopefully I can share and enlighten with your viewers the ups and downs and the future of the fitness industry.
Well, and I've known about you since before I had this job. And I was a young personal trainer, and was using some of your techniques and obviously some of your equipment. And my first introduction to you was the Bender Ball. But I know that there was some things that predated that. How did you get into the industry? Like, what was the draw? Tell me about your early career.
Well, I actually started when I was out of college. I actually got my degree in managerial sciences, but my true love was fitness. So now I'm really aging myself. And I had the opportunity to work in a local fitness studio and fell in love with it. And it just, when your work is your passion, it's not work. And I just found that I absolutely thrived on helping people, being part of something greater than myself. And it actually landed me a fantastic job in Europe for about 4 years. I left Reno, and that's when the fitness industry really started to boom. I was actually sponsored, I was a Nike athlete, and had the opportunity to teach at conferences in all over Europe, which has brought me all over the country as well. So to fast forward back to the United States, I came back to the US because, again, the fitness industry was like exploding here as it was in Europe. And but things have, so dramatically had started changing. We had step classes, we had strength classes. So in the beginning, it was primarily aerobic activity. And then we started to realize the importance of strength training, body weight training, things of this nature. And so somewhere in the neighborhood of around 1999, I started teaching with a small ball because I developed a very functional Pilates program. I was very much ahead of my time. And being at the right place at the right time, I was at Idea Health and Fitness, a large fitness conference, and was approached by the owner of Xavier Fitness that said, "What do you do with that small ball? Everyone's using a large ball. Why are you using a small one?" And I showed him some of the things that I've done with a small ball. And he goes, "That's really amazing because that is portable. You can take it anywhere, anytime." So we did a massive study at Loma Linda University under the directorship of Dr. Petrosky in their rehabilitation department. And we did a study on several individuals who decreased their back pain, but yet they got so much stronger in their core. So with that being said, it exploded into the infomercial, the Bender Ball. So for me, I just happened to be at the right place, right time, and it absolutely launched my career in this industry. And a lot of times that's how things happen, is very organically, right? Is that a door just opens for you, and you got to run through it. So that's kind of gives you an idea. And then fast forward a little bit more, is I'm a graduate of the Gray Institute of Applied Functional Science, which is a year-long program, and it's the hardest program I've ever done in my entire life. And it has allowed me to be the trainer that I am today, which is really looking at how every individual moves. And we can't put everybody in a box. We can't cookie cut, for example, a training program for anyone. And I think that's a big problem in our industry, is like, okay, here's a book, now follow it. But that doesn't, like, you and I are going to train completely different, or a viewer that's watching this, we're very different. And I think as a trainer, we've lost in many respects the ability to look at individuality.
So you mentioned Ageless Training Academy, kind of your new offering.
On June 3rd, we are offering our very first virtual training. We're working with a Canadian company on this. And what's exciting about this, Ethan, is you don't have to be a trainer to take it. We're coming from a very different place in movement in this training. It's really stepping outside the box and looking at the authenticity of how we move and what makes us feel good. And also, for example, pain-free movement. And a lot of times we hold pain in our body because of our emotions. And a good example is a very good friend of mine who was an amazing athlete from water skier, snow skier, triathlete, you name it. Guy's only in his early 60s. Unrecognizable when I saw him last week. He's going through an incredibly stressful time in his life. He now has stage 3 lymphoma. And the stress, I think, is what kicked the cancer in. And I think that it's so vital for people how to learn to manage their stress through meditation, movement. And this is something that you will learn in our training program. Like I said, unlike any other. And ageless, when we look at the word ageless, it doesn't matter where you are chronologically, like Martha Stewart. It really is about how you take on each day, how you feel each day in your life. And that's what this program is, right down to a scientific but yet applicable program. So again, this is June 3rd. And even if one cannot attend, and by the way, I want you to attend, even if you can't attend the live training, we are going to record it. So we'll have it up, for probably a couple weeks after. So if somebody can't, be with me live, not a problem. And then the additional person teaching this program is an exercise physiologist up in Toronto that teaches at the university up there, and she's brilliant. So we've put together one of the most outstanding manuals that I've ever seen, and the programming as well. So anyone who's watching this and has any desire to attend this program, we'd love to have you.
And I would encourage everybody to attend as well. And for personal reasons, the first time I saw you present, I was like, oh, now I get it. Like, I understood the magic. And I think everybody needs the opportunity to see you present and to talk about these things, especially because this seems to me to be kind of an evolutionary journey that you've been on to get to this program. As we go through early trainings to the videos, to the ball, to the bar method, all of those things have led you to this place. And just knowing what it's like to be in the fitness industry, to have that many iterations is amazing, just to me.
I feel the same way. I'm still here. But, those of you that are watching, the one thing that I can, really say here is, and I've worked with Ethan, many times too, is our partnership with Specialty Health, and for Ethan to be able to look at an individual's, their inflammation score, their cholesterol, all these different things from a cellular level, makes it easier for me to have that application in an ageless program, because we might have an individual, or you might be somebody that's like, I don't understand why I'm waking up and I've got this belly fat every day. Well, he's going to be able to tell you right away, what is going on internally in your body. I can certainly come along and say, well, how much sleep are you getting? Things of this nature. But maybe there's something missing in your diet or what you're doing that's creating that inflammation at night. And I feel like, Ethan, and I feel so lucky to be working with you and being interviewed by you, because I think this is cutting edge of something that I haven't seen happen as a partnership in our industry.